Let me ask you this, Mr. King. Do you think good people can do outrageous things sometimes?
No, I think evil is evil.
Can I be straight with you, though? I mean, watching what you're doing, and you're kind of like, it's no big deal. But you know what? It is a big deal.
Depends on how you look at it. I know what it looks like. I tell you what, a relationship with some other guy right now seems pretty fucking trivial to me. I am 100% not responsible, and I would never remotely hurt that woman. Never. I wouldn't.
On the 6th of July 2014, in Geneva, Illinois, a shocking murder case unfolded when 32-year-old Kathleen King was found lying motionless beside railroad tracks. The primary suspect was her husband, Shadwick King, the last person confirmed to have seen her alive before she vanished that night.
I assume that you're here because you want to help us and you want to make things right here, okay? So, if anytime you feel you want to leave, you can do that, okay? But I think that, for the sake of your wife, we need to get everything out on the table, okay? So I'm going to go back, I'm going to grab some paperwork and some paper and things like that so I can talk to you and kind of go over a couple things so we can get all this.
The crime scene quickly raised suspicion. Kathleen's injuries didn't match a train accident. Under the heavy summer heat, one haunting question emerged. Who brought her there, and why did someone try to stage her death as an accident?
So we went home.
What do you mean that you guys have been having you're separated but not really?
Well, we have a house. Of course, everybody's underwater. We have 3 kids. She's been seeing somebody else because she just got out of basic training in the Army. And then she went to Texas for 6 weeks to do more training.
Okay.
And she had met somebody. And I don't know, I know they had went like 3 weeks ago, they went to a Cubs game and together, and we talked about it. It was like, you got to make a decision. What's going on, and what we need to do.
How did you find out about that? Did she tell you, or did you find some messages on the phone?
Text messages, and plus she Facebook. She's on my Facebook and everything, and I knew that she had went. I knew he was in town because he had Facebooked that he was in the Cubs game.
Okay.
And at this time, I really didn't know who he. I still don't know who he is. I've never.
You don't know a name?
I think that's his last name. In the Army, you call everybody by their last name.
Gotcha. So he's in the military.
Yes, I couldn't tell you if he's the same, because I know when she was in Texas, there was an Air Force, Navy, National Guard, everybody was, there, Army, or she was Army. And we discussed it, what to do, and, with 3 kids, that was our main concern. But she also said she didn't want a divorce, and I said, well, you gotta, something's gotta give. You can't keep. I don't know what their relationship was. She said it was not that kind of relationship, but I don't know. I knew it. I've known it for 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. I'm not exactly.
So you found out about 3 to 4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And you found out via Facebook because he was coming into town, going to be at a Cubs game, and
then she went to the Cubs game.
So she basically made no effort to try to hide this. It was kind of almost like
not really, because I know
thrown in your face type thing.
No, I don't think so. She didn't tell me she was. I know she said she was going with her sister, and I think her sister went. I don't know that for sure.
Inside the interrogation room, Shadwick began describing what seemed like a normal marriage. But beneath the surface, cracks appeared. Another man had entered Kathleen's life, quietly fueling jealousy and emotional instability within their already fragile relationship.
Wonderful mother, beautiful. I told her, I said, I'll do anything for you. You got to make up your mind. There was no bitterness.
Details of Kathleen's involvement with another man began to surface. It was no longer suspicion, but clear evidence. For a man already struggling with insecurity, this revelation may have been the psychological breaking point.
So when you guys got home after the damn bar, what happened after that?
She was texting that guy, and I was brushing my teeth. She was shooting the bathroom. And I looked down at the phone, and I could see what she had texted him. And
What did she text?
just stuff that you knew was more than friends, you know, like
Sexually explicit stuff?
a little bit. I miss you, you know, stuff. It wasn't like it wasn't explosively.
But you could read between the lines. You knew what it meant.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I had already known it, so it didn't. Like I said, I knew it. I knew it 3 or 4 weeks ago, and she had not really lied about it, but I think it was a little dishonest about how far they had, or how much they were in a relationship. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't know if it was just a Facebook thing you hear about. But then I knew the Cubs game, you know, he came, and I don't think he lives around here, you know, I don't know.
So the Cubs thing and then the text messages kind of
Yeah,
help solidify that
Right.
in your mind that
Right.
this is more than just a couple of pals. And
I think so. I mean, I could be, I don't know. She said that, you know, she said they had a relationship, but it was definitely not sexual, and was a very honest person, so
did you believe her?
sorta.
Well, and understand, like,
And that's after I seen the text. I mean, I know they were there. I don't know when they were there, but I seen them. But like I said, it's
can I be
there's
straight?
nothing you can do about it.
Can I be straight with you though? I mean, there's no yelling, getting into an argument, being upset about something is a natural thing. Okay. I mean, if I was to tell you, think me and my wife don't have arguments and there's raised voices, and you know, if somebody was walking by and heard it, of course.
But what are you going to argue about when you've seen your wife texting somebody and may or may not be in a relationship with? What are you going to fight about?
Well,
I mean, obviously it happened.
If it was me, I'd say what? I'd be very upset because you took a leave, okay, to watch 3 kids, okay, about 10 times more work to do on a daily basis than I do, okay? And you know what? When I have my kids by myself, you know, the best time in the world is when my wife comes home, because you know what? I can take a break because there's no downtime. There's no downtime with kids at all, you know? So, you know, I'm listening to you and I'm watching what you're doing, and you're kind of like, it's no big deal. But you know what? It is a big deal. Okay. I mean, there's no.
Depends on how you look at it.
You get no award for being like tough. I mean, it's okay to
No,
say. You know,
I
it's
know.
okay to say. You know what? It's a struggle.
I know it. Well, sure, everyday life is a struggle, but I mean, like I said, what am I gonna do? I mean, obviously they're there. Obviously, I told her, well, you got to make a decision, you know, because it's time. If you're moving on, if I'm moving on, you know, it is. There's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do. I mean,
But that's a helpless feeling to know that the most important things in your life you have no control over. That's a very helpless feeling.
she would never keep the kids from me or anything like that. So I know she.
Despite everything, Shadwick remained eerily calm. There was no visible anger, no clear grief. To investigators, this emotional detachment didn't feel like acceptance, it felt like concealment.
Don't you fucking move. Hey, fucking prick, you can't say shit to me. In the car! Listen. Fucking shut the fuck up.
As questioning intensified, inconsistencies in his story began to appear. The image of a composed husband started to crumble, revealing signs of deception as his words no longer aligned with the evidence.
I'll spit on you. I wanna cry. Oh my God.
Under mounting pressure, Shadwick's behavior shifted. His repeated, forceful denials reflected a classic defensive response, not confronting the truth, but fighting against it.
If you want to know, you're going to have to hear kind of some hard details. Now, if that's something you're prepared to hear or not, or... I mean, this is the worst part of our job, is to sit here to talk to you about this, but again, we got to rule out all the possibilities. You know, and quite honestly, the circumstances that she was found, it doesn't seem plausible that she got struck by a car. So the fact that, you know, she was found deceased.
You know, that's true at any time.
Let me ask you this, Mr. King. Do you think good people can do outrageous things sometimes?
No, I think evil is evil.
But do you think you can be a good person and make a mistake?
Absolutely. Because depends on what the mistake is.
Because Kate is basically a living example of that, right?
What, is she a good person? What mistake did she make?
Well, in terms of the other guy.
You know what? I tell you what, a relationship with some other guy right now seems pretty fucking trivial to me. You know?
Was there any type of incident that happened at the house at all between you guys?
No.
Any kind of
You
accident?
can go in my house and look. There's
Any kind of
nothing.
accident, anything like that?
No, nothing.
Where she might have fallen, or you guys are after the bar, had a little bit too much to drink, and one of those things where somebody falls and gets injured, and
No.
it's kind of one of those oh shit moments. What do I do?
Nope. 100% no. I know what it looks like.
Well, I was going to say...
That's what my dad said. I told him, I have nothing to hide.
Well, and we don't want you to feel responsible for her death if you're not responsible. But if you are responsible, now's here and the time to tell us.
I am 100% not responsible, and I would never remotely hurt that woman. Never. I've never pushed her. I've never slapped her. I've never laid a hand on her. In my 12 years with her, I have never done anything remotely physical to her. I have never, it's never happened. Not one time, never, 100% no. Has she? Not really. She's slapped my shoulder or something. She's not physical. There's no physical. There's nothing. I wouldn't hurt that woman. I would not, and I know what it looks like. She's seeing some other guy. Fine. Go be with another guy. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not going to fly off the handle, push, hit, ball bat, and I don't mean to, I'm not trying to incriminate myself. I would never lay a hand on her. I would never, ever, and have never in my life put a finger on that woman. I wouldn't, and I know she's kind of seeing some other guy. Still, it does not give me a right to ever do something like that. I wouldn't do it. The only way I'd ever lay a finger on anybody is if it was protect my family. I'd never, ever lay a hand on anyone. I wouldn't.
In the end, the medical examiner confirmed the truth. Kathleen had been manually strangled before her body was placed on the tracks to stage an accident. The evidence, along with his conflicting statements, led to Shadwick's conviction. In 2015, he was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to 30 years in prison to be served in full.